this video, I'm going to walk you through how to print my patterns and templates at home and how to assemble them for cutting. I got many questions asking if I could include paper templates in my Boxy pouch pattern, so I recently updated the listing on Etsy to include templates. If you have already ordered this pattern and you would like an updated copy with the templates, please reach out to me on Etsy with your order number. In this video, we will be assembling the small and large bag templates. Let's start with the printing of the pattern after it's been downloaded. After purchase, you'll receive an email with the files that you purchased, and you're going to download all the files. Then you're going to navigate to your downloads folder on your computer, and they should all show up right at the top. So you're going to find the file called Sewing Instructions, and these will be the written instructions for the pattern, and then the templates, if the pattern comes with templates, will also be labeled. I recommend printing the instructions and only the size you need, but you can print everything at once if you'd like. As these are templates, it's important they print at the right size. Right now, the patterns are designed to be printed on standard US paper, which is 8.5 by 11 inches. Let's start with a Windows computer. Click on the file. It should open in a web browser or your preferred PDF viewing application. In the top corner, select the print icon. Another window will pop up. Start by selecting your printer, then click More Settings. Under Scale, select Custom and enter 100. This will print the pattern at 100% scale, which is what we want. Then select Print. For an Apple computer, the process will be very similar. You're going to open the file again and it will open in preview. Then you're going to select File from the top bar and then Print. From that menu, select the printer you'd like to use. Select Preview from the drop-down menu and then select the Scale option and enter 100. Then print the pattern. So now that we have our patterns printed out, we're just going to double check that they're the right size. So I'm going to set aside my written instructions. And I have all 4 of the sizes here. So I'm just going to pull up the mini size and I'll put the rest over here. And using a ruler, we want to make sure that our square in the top corner is going to measure 1 inch by 1 inch. So I'm just going to put my ruler on top of it like this. And it is measuring 1 inch by 1 inch. So we know that this is printed correctly and that all the sizing in this template is going to be correct. Now we can put our templates together. So some things to note are the cut lines and sew lines. I didn't include any sew lines in this template, so they are just cut lines. So you're going to cut along the dark black lines here and here. This is going to be the body of the pattern, and then this is the template for cutting your corners. When I first started sewing, I found it very difficult to work with patterns that had the boxed corners already put into the template. So this way you avoid having fabric come out uneven, and I think it's a little bit easier and beginners get a more professional looking pouch. Now, some sizes like my mini one will only have 1 sheet of paper for the printing, so you won't have to attach the pieces together, but for other sizes you might have to put them together. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can put your templates together. So I'm going to take the small size first. And what you're going to need to put this together is a pair of scissors. I'm just using a pair of kitchen shears, not fabric scissors, and you're going to need some tape. So for this first method, I'm going to fold my pattern pieces like this on the edge where the semicircle is. Just like this. Perfect. So we want to put these together with the semicircles to create a full circle. So we're going to make sure that the bottom and the top are lined up and that the circles match up as well. Then we can take a piece of tape and tape it into place just like this. Tape it into place just like this. And then we can take our scissors and cut along the edge of the pattern here. And also remembering to cut out our boxed corner template. When you cut these two out, it's a good idea to keep them together, maybe by using a paper clip or something like that. So let me show you how you're going to put together the larger ones. Now for larger templates, sometimes they are put on several pieces of paper. So how I decided to write out how to connect these is you're going to put them together first alphabetically and then numerically. So what I mean by that is if we take a look at these pieces here for the large pouch, you'll notice that there are letters A and B, and then C1 and C2. So this is just going to help us make sure that we're putting the pieces together in the right order. So if you don't like the folding method, this one I will show you because these pieces are a little close together. I'm just going to cut out these ones on this sheet. And then I'm going to cut this one here. So again, starting alphabetically, we're going to line up the pieces A, the A circle, and we're going to take our tape and secure it into place. And then we're going to do the same thing with our B piece here. Ooh, there we go. And I haven't quite decided if I like having the circles in the center. I might end up putting them in the corners in later patterns, but the principles still apply for whichever way the semicircles are working. You want to have the letters all matching up. So I'm finally just going to put one more little piece of tape right here. And I'm going to cut along one of the sides. Just like this. And then again, we're going to line up the pieces so that C1 and C2 line up. And we'll use our tape to hold it in place. And then you're going to cut out the whole piece all around the perimeter, and then you can start using this template in your project. And there you have it. That is how you make the templates for the Boxy pouch pattern or for any of my other patterns.